Hi Libra, how are we today? Just doing our weekly readings, and this week we are just sort of looking at whatever needs to come out, the important messages for you to hear this week. Make sure you do subscribe to the channel. I do really appreciate that. It does really help the channel grow, so thank you all so much. This week I'm using quite a few decks, okay? So we will be starting with the Cosmic Messages Oracle. I have the Egyptian Oracle here, as well as when we look at love, we're using the Sweet Love Tea Oracle deck. And then everything is getting clarified with the Lunar Lenormand. Okay, so getting sort of straight into it for you. Okay, Libra, starting off with your affirmation message. Okay, Libra, the affirmation message we have for Libra. Okay, what has your inner voice been asking of you? Listen and act. All right, so the time to act is now. It's like there's this little voice inside you that has been trying to push you in a certain direction. You've been ignoring it, Libra. I feel like a lot of you have definitely been ignoring that little draw to something. You've been pulled towards something and you've kind of been like, oh, should I, shouldn't I? The time to act is now. It's time to start listening to, the intuition. Start listening to and trusting the emotional draw that you have to certain people, places, whatever things, and really start acting on that and trusting that and acting on that will enable you to then trust that again in the future and sort of lead yourself in the right direction all the time. Okay, your message from the Egyptian Oracle. Libra, what does Libra need to know right now? What does Libra need to know right now, please? Messages for Libra. Oh, Anubis. I absolutely love this guy. He's my absolute favorite. Not going to lie. I shouldn't be biased. They're all my babies, right? But remember that you are both the light and the darkness. Seek the truth of your reality. So I feel like for a lot of you, that's what you've been hiding from yourself and why you haven't been following your intuition, because maybe your intuition is actually trying to get you to pay a bit of attention to the darkness within at the minute. And, it's uncomfortable sometimes to face our own darkness, the darker sides of ourself, the parts of ourself that, are a little bit impulsive or, rooted in darker emotions, those sorts of things, but they all serve a purpose. There is a reason that we have those darker emotions and are sometimes drawn to the darker side of life and whatnot, that the light cannot be seen if it's not for the darkness behind it. And the darkness does not exist without the light. So, there's no such thing as being all light and love and happy and sunshine and rainbows and puppies all the time. Not at all. That is an unrealistic ideal that you're setting for yourself, that we can't be perfect. No such thing as perfect, Libra. It's time to start embracing the darkness and balancing that with the light sides of yourself. You can't be happy all the time. Sometimes we don't know what happiness is without sadness, and all those sorts of things coming through strongly here. So for a lot of you, I feel like this is a message about, it's time to listen to that little inner voice. For some of you here, there's this little part of you deep down that, there's an anger within you. I feel like for a lot of you, it's more to do with a sadness within yourself, that you just kind of feel like something is making you sad or feels like empty within you, and there's a sadness attached to that, a grief attached to that you're kind of just ignoring. You're pushing it down and pushing it down and pushing it down, but it's time to actually stop and allow that to come out a little bit. That maybe you do just need to sit down and have a bit of a cry and let it all out, and accept that I do feel this sadness and I do feel grief, over things that have happened, and it's okay. It's human to have feelings. It's totally normal. And the more that you're pushing those away and ignoring those, the more that you're actually ignoring the potential healing and the potential lessons that those emotions are trying to provide for you. Okay, because even the darkest emotions come with growth, healing, and lessons that we can learn. All right, as much as we hate those darker things, sometimes they're serving their purpose as well. So stop hiding from the darker sides of yourself. Some of you may want to go back and just watch the most recent shadow work video. There may be something for you in that. So if you haven't seen that one already, you may want to go back and rewatch that. And for some of you, even if you did watch that, now might be a really good time to go back and watch that again, because I feel like it's going to hit different now. Something may have happened in the last week or so that all of a sudden that shadow work video, you're going to be like, okay, now I get it. Now I know what that was about. So I highly suggest going and watching that shadow work video. Okay, clarify this energy for our Libras. What's going on for Libra this week? What does Libra need to be aware of, please? Just clarify that third card. Clarify that third card for Libra, please. Yeah. Okay. So the first card we have is the ring coming through here, Libra. So normally that would talk about relationships, but in this particular case, it's actually talking about cycles and patterns. All right. So it's talking about being sort of stuck in the loop and repeating cycles that you don't want to repeat. So it's kind of something's coming back around for you at the moment. So that's what this darkness is talking about here. It's something from your past that's trying to come to the surface a little bit here at the minute. It's a pattern, it's a cycle. It's trying to get your awareness on your pattern, your cycle, that every time something happens, you do this, you react this way. That's the pattern that you have sort of set up in your life, in your energy here. And so it's really getting you to address these cycles, these patterns that you've got going, so maybe it's time to break that cycle. We also have the lilies here. So straight away, needing to be kinder to yourself. But this can talk about that emotional grief energy. I do feel that this could actually have a lot to do with emotional grief. For some of you, this could actually have to do with, because this card is the card of old age, of retirement, and those sorts of things. So there may be something, for some of you, it may be like, I'm just picking up here some health-related, old age-related grief. So whether that's, grief over somebody who, passed away because of old age, or, like to do with bad health, and, maybe we're in a retirement home and things like that. It does feel as though they're at their old age, to be honest, but it may be grief around something along those lines. It's an emotional sensitivity, and it's something that you're very connected to. It may be, it may be a like a long-standing pattern in your life. It may also, there may be that linkage there with that relationship as well. I'm picking up with that lilies there, that it may be a relationship that you've had for a very long time in your life, and it's kind of like looking at, is this what I want this relationship to be in another 20 years, another 30 years? But others of you, it's talking about a relationship with the old retirement something. So for some of you, that may be, that you may know that there's an actual person attached to that. I'm just picking up for a couple of you, there may actually be a person, because I'm picking up an energy of someone who may have passed at an elderly age. And it does sort of talk about health issues there as well. Your relationship, emotionally, your emotional relationship with health issues. So I do feel as though it could be something along the lines of like a family member and their health when they entered into older age, and the cycle that's creating in your life. So you may have similar, health issues, or you're worried about certain health issues to do with somebody older. But you're seeing somebody older, and so that sort of makes you worry about yourself as an older person as well. Because we do have the snake here as well, clarified by the stork. So the other thing that's happening for a lot of you here is these cycles are penetrating things that have happened a long time ago emotionally, feelings of betrayal and being deceived, that feeling betrayed or deceived. And do you know what? I feel like for some of you, it goes hand in hand with that person that you felt betrayed by them leaving you here. Does that make sense? That for someone here, it's like their health let them down and they passed away, and they, and it's that's why it's light and darkness. That's why we're getting this message, because, when someone passes, we tell ourselves that we can't have anger towards them. It's supposed to be just grief. But I feel like some of you here, there's a bit of anger about they betrayed me and they left me behind. They deceived me. They said they were going to be with me forever, and they're not. So there's a lot of hurt, but a bit of anger there as well as grief. It's like everything, all of it, all of the above, is stirred up within you at the moment, and it's part of you noticing this pattern, this cycle that you're kind of stuck in. You've been in a bit of a loop in your life, I suppose, and it's coming back around and coming up a little bit at the minute, where those emotions are harder to push down, and that's why we've got this, what's your inner voice asking of you. It's time to accept the light and the darkness of self, because this is wanting to be addressed within you. It's wanting you to, whether you're addressing that by stirring that up even more within yourself, having a big cry, having a yell and a scream at the void, for why did you leave me kind of energy, because I'm picking up on that. Why did you have to leave me? You said you would never leave me. Because of this Lily's card, whoever this person is, you were very, very close. It was a strong relationship for some of you here, but it's created this pattern within you that you try to avoid dealing. It's the avoidance of feeling your feelings, that is the pattern and the cycle that you've sort of stuck yourself in. But you can't really avoid it much longer, because the more that you avoid this, and the more that you're ignoring your intuition and trying to pretend that I'm just light, there's no darkness here, the more disastrous things are going to be when that darkness does seep out and show itself, because you can't cork that bottle forever. It's going to explode at some point. Okay, so that's why we're seeing that stalk there, clarifying that energy, because it really wants it to get stirred up so that it can actually turn into new energy, so that we can deal with that and accept that and turn it into new energy. Okay, it's time to absolve ourselves, be kinder to ourselves for having these emotions in the first place, and kind of allow ourselves to feel the darker feelings as well as the positive memories as well. All right, so I suppose you personally, everyone within the collective, you're going to know how that sort of resonates for your situation individually, because it is slightly different for a lot of you here. But I'm picking up that for quite a lot of you, it may have to do with somebody who has kind of where you're very much like you've got a bit of anger there about why did you leave me. So even if it wasn't a death, it may be that feeling of why did you leave me kind of thing. All right, but changing over to love stuff for you, Libra. Okay, clearing that energy out. We're moving on to love for our Libra. What does Libra need to know in regard to love and romance? Love and romance for our Libra. have empowered love coming through first, Libra. Harness your strength and love with confidence. Charm, solid, steady. All right, so you're very charming and steady, and the way that you love is amazing. And that's why, you do try to stay in your light so much, but, harnessing that strength and that love that you have, but doing it confidently, because I feel as though for some of you, you've stepped back from being confident in the way that you love. So it's time to really be confident with the way that you are when it comes to love and romance, that you are perfect just the way you are, that you are very empowered and strong in the way that you love. Okay, so show a little bit of that for yourself as well, but definitely remember that you have a lot of power behind you because of how strong your love is. Okay, find romance, Libra. Mystery, attraction, caught up in a whirlwind of emotions and promises. So this is that it's like it's like the romance. Okay, the traditional romance rather than, what some of us may consider romantic at the minute. It's the difference between, an old-fashioned romance love story movie to, book talk romance. Okay, that's a different thing altogether. We're looking at, the old school traditional fairy tale romance. So you kind of caught up in the whirlwind of that, a lot of emotions and promises. That it's, once again, it's because you're confidently empowered in the way that you love, and you know that you are able to, show your love in a very traditional way, and that you there's you're getting a lot of attraction this week as well. Like, a lot of people, I feel like for a lot of you, even if you have a partner, you may actually be getting people showing attraction or asking you out this week that don't, hope that you're single, kind of thing, whether you are or not. You may be getting romance coming your way from multiple areas this week. I just want to clarify what's going on for you there with love and romance for Libra. And for others of you, this is your partner kind of taking you out and whining and dining you, and it's kind of like, let's get back to our first date, and we got to do something romantic or something along that line. We have destined opportunities. Okay, we have the cross and the key coming through first here. So there's a lot of, have faith that there is opportunities for you. So if you are single, have a lot of faith that there are opportunities around you. And if you're partnered, it's like, take the responsibilities off your shoulders a little bit and have faith that, you can still learn more and unlock more romance with your partner. That there's a lot more, there's mystery still. There's still mystery. Even if you've had the same partner for, tens of years, there's still new doors and new parts of them that you can open up and learn more about, and romance that's still to be had. The story isn't over yet. Have faith that there is more to unlock when it comes to love and romance, especially. And we do see the scythe and the feminine coming through here as well. So once again, I feel like that's referring back to that empowered love, that there is some sudden changes and you breaking free from, breaking free from something. Breaking free from, I feel like it's got to do once again with the main bulk of the message that we saw there. So you're breaking free from energies that are holding you back by addressing them and starting to listen to your intuition and allowing yourself to feel the feels even if they're not the ones you want, even if they're darkness rather than light, and that actually alleviates your soul and makes some sudden changes in your confidence and the way that you're interacting with others, and it's kind of like, when you've got this weight off your shoulders, you may not even realize it, but you're walking down the street with a pep in your step, and your partner or potential partners see that and are attracted to that. We do see the attraction there for you this week, so a lot of attraction towards you this week, Libra, and I feel like that's kind of what it is. It's that pep in your step. You've lightened your load a bit. You've taken some of the burdens off your shoulders when it comes to this, and you're walking a little bit more confidently ahead. So things start to shift and change in you yourself, and it's the smallest little thing. You break free from the burdens, and that enables you to walk into change with your love life and new opportunities, whether it's with your partner or with a potential partner. Okay, so definitely opportunities around for you when it comes to love and romance. All right, Libra, but that's what we have for you. You're more than welcome to check out your other placements as well. Make sure you do subscribe to the channel, and I will see you all again soon.